up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are having a great day. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here today. It's about 75 degrees and no humidity, so you don't get very many of these days here where I'm at, so I am here to enjoy it. But today we're reviewing the 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT. Huge thank you to Matt Newman over at Koons Sterling Ford for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in a Mach-E or any Ford product, I'll be sure to have Matt's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Before we get into the exterior and performance, I greatly appreciate it if each and every one of you guys would please give this video a big thumbs up, as well as hit that subscribe button. Those things help to promote my videos more in the YouTube algorithm and help me make my dream of making YouTube videos for you guys more attainable and achievable. So I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys would do both of those things. But with all that said, let's move into the exterior and performance. And one thing you might be able to notice right off the bat is that this particular Mach-E has been painted in the beautiful grabber blue metallic paint color. This is one of my favorite paint colors, not only on the Mach-E but also on the Mustang GTs. But let's start over here at our headlights, because we do have LED headlights as well as LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and automatic high beams. At the center of the front end of the Mach-E, you will find your black grille as well as your illuminated pony badge and your front trunk. But let's talk about this grille here for a second. This is an electric vehicle, so you do not have like a grille that goes through and feeds the engine with air, but it looks like it kind of has like the design where it has like those air intakes, but it doesn't. It's an electric vehicle. So this whole thing is closed off, but I want to show you guys the front trunk here real quick. And you would open up the front trunk just like you would open up a gas-powered vehicle to pop the hood. So pull back on this thing twice and the front trunk opens up. So let's open up the front trunk to reveal a good amount of storage space down in here. And one thing about this front trunk that's pretty cool is that it is drainable. So theoretically you could put your hose in here and try to fill it up with water and it would all just drain out through there. Got a cup holder right here as well as another cup holder over here. This is your reservoir for your windshield washer fluid. LED light right here, as well as this is your emergency release button. So if God forbid your kid gets trapped in here, he or she can push on that button and it will emergency release this thing open. Push up on it and it will open up, and you have your Mustang logo or pony logo at the top of your hood. So let's close that. Gotta close it pretty firmly, otherwise it's not going to close all the way. But right above your illuminated pony badge, you will find your forward-facing camera. Taking a step back and looking at the front end, still you have a lower outer grille on the passenger side as well as one on the driver's side. And I like how this trim piece comes towards the center of the front end. It just makes it look a little bit more sporty, and it obviously is all in black. And you got some ducts to direct air around for aerodynamic purposes, and you can see where the air flows out on the other side. And obviously this is also in black. Right next to that is your reflector that is in your fender, and up here you have forward facing sensors for 6 total. One right here, here, and over here as well. Another reflector obviously on the passenger side, and then at the bottom of the front end you will find your black front splitter. One thing that I like about the design of the Mach-E GT is that you do get a black painted roof standard, blacked out front grille, blacked out front outer grills, and your black front spoiler. I think all the black and the blue come together to make this thing look just really, really sweet and look like something special. But right here you will find your 20-inch black and machined aluminum wheels wrapped in 245/45 Continental cross contact RX all-season tires. Show you guys a little tread pattern in that here real quick if the GoPro camera will pick it up. So all-season tires, and just behind your 20-inch wheels you will find your red brake calipers. Just to the right of your wheel setup you will find your charge port, so push on that, charge port will open up, and that's what that looks like. You get your pony badge, and then that thing says horsepower. So close in your charge port, and just to the right of your charge port you will find your black painted mirror caps, integrated LED turn signals. These mirrors are power folding as well as heated. You will find your camera at the bottom of the mirror right there. You also have your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand corner of the driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand corner of the passenger side mirror. On the sides of the mirrors you will also find your pony projection lamps. And I apologize for the outside noise, we have a dump truck backing up. So I will resume the video here in 1 second. All right, now with the dump truck gone, at the bottom of your driver's side door, as well as at the bottom of your passenger side front door, you will find your Mach E 4X badge. Obviously, Mach E is the model of the vehicle. 4 means that it is all-wheel drive, and then you got your X. And then at the bottom of your passenger side doors, you will find some black body cladding. And like I said, at the front end, I like how you got the black roof, black window trim, black mirror caps, and the black body cladding. And I think, like I said, the blue and the black just really go together very, very nicely. This does have keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, push on this button right here, and pull on your little door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also unlock the vehicle with this keypad right here. Remember your code, type in your code, and it will unlock the vehicle. You can also lock the vehicle through this keypad right here by pressing the 7, 8, and 9-0 buttons simultaneously. The vehicle will lock, and you know that the vehicle locks because the side view mirrors will fold in. Shark fin antenna at the top of the roof towards the rear end. I like the fender flares on the Mach-E. It just gives it a little bit more definition, and I think it looks really good, and it makes it look very sporty. And I like how they are body color instead of black. I think that looks very good. At the top of the power liftgate, you will find your black spoiler. So again, some more black elements to the Mach-E. LED third brake light integrated into your rear spoiler. You also do get your LED taillights. GT badge at the center of your power liftgate. Just above your GT badge, you will find your rear view camera. At the bottom of your rear end of the Mach-E, you will find a very sporty black rear valance with 3 fins at the rear end. One right there, one right there, one right there, and the same goes for the driver's side as well. Reverse light at the center of your rear valance, and you also do have another 6 rear view sensors at the rear end of this Mach-E. Reflector right here, another reflector right there, and the same goes for on the driver's side. You got a reflector here and another reflector right there. But like I mentioned, this is a power liftgate, so all you got to do is find the GT badge, come all the way to the bottom, and you will feel a pad. Push on that pad, and the power liftgate will open up to reveal a good amount of storage space back here. These do come with your interior protection package, so you do have like all season floor mats that do say Mach-E. On the right hand side of the trunk, you will find a 12-volt power outlet, as well as interior lights with a pony insignia at the center of those 2 lights. You got a hook right here and another hook right here for a cargo net. Opening this up, you have your rear tire inflator, as well as a couple other things, and you got some more storage on this side right here, and a little bit more on this side over here. It's not much, but it's a decent amount. And then also, this will block people from seeing in and seeing what kind of contents you have in your trunk. So pushing on this button, you'll see what I'm talking about when the trunk closes. So if I try to peep in and I'm seeing, hey, what is in the back of this person's trunk, you got that divider right there, and you cannot see what's back there. So pretty cool. Third wiper blade right here. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Mach-E in the comment section down below. This is Ford's first fully electric SUV, and I think they did a pretty good job. I like how it's got the Mustang taillights, but I also do really like this color. Let me know in the comment section down below. Go check out the color palette for the Mustang Mach-E, and let me know what color would you guys get on the Mach-E. Like I said, I would choose grabber blue, but I'm partial to grabber blue because blue is my favorite color. But with all that said, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals, well, nothing. This is an electric vehicle after all. You do get a 91 kilowatt hour battery that goes to 2 motors, both in the front and the rear, so this is all-wheel drive. And that battery produces 480 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque for a 0 to 60 time in 3.5 seconds. And with that 91 kilowatt hour battery, you have an estimated range of 270 miles. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below, as well as hit that subscribe button. All those likes, comments, and subscriptions really help me and my YouTube channel grow. And like I said earlier on in the video, the YouTube algorithm will promote my videos more, helping expand the YouTube channel and help make my dream of making YouTube videos for work a reality. But with that stuff in mind, let's move into the interior. Moving into the interior, this does have keyless access. I mean, it is 2022 after all, so all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, come up to the vehicle and press on this button right here. That will open up your front door. I'll show you guys the rear door right now because the way that this rear door opens is a little bit interesting. So push on this button again, and this little like leg right here will push out and this literally will kick out, and that is how your rear door will open. And then you just grab onto it like right here and pull it open. But let's move into the front door and take a look at the door panel. So taking a look at the door panel, you got some leather wrapping at the top, some Alcantara suede right here, as well as a nicely padded leather wrapped armrest with some accent colored stitching, automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners, power folding side view mirrors by pushing on this button right here, and the side view mirrors will fold in. The vehicle is off, that's why it didn't do it. Unlock and lock button, 3 different memory seat adjustment settings, and a little bit of storage space at the bottom of the door panel. Stepping in, you will find your Pony/GT door sill. Looks fantastic, and it is a brushed aluminum finish. 8-way power driver seat, as well as an 8-way power passenger seat. Those are your seat controls, and let's step into the interior of the Mach-E. Taking a look at the steering wheel, that is your sport steering wheel. No, I cannot see those lights in real life, but the camera will pick up those lights. So put your foot on the brake and press on the stop start button, and the vehicle will fire up. So now the vehicle is on, but it is an electric vehicle after all, so you cannot hear it. So let's close that door here real quick. One thing I don't think I mentioned is that this is your door handle, so just pull back on that, and that is how you open up the door. Bang & Olufsen speaker surround, and that is how you open up your front trunk. This will turn on your max defroster in the front. Headlight controls right here, so twist this all the way up to the 0. Those are headlights off. Those are daytime running lights on. These are headlights on automatic, and these are headlights always on. Let's leave them on headlights automatic. These buttons right here will control the brightness of your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons, and that is your traction control on or off button. Show you guys the dash here real quick. You get some interesting material right here. It's kind of like a cloth type material with some like bronze type trim under that, HVAC vent right here, and some like aluminum trim right here, but it's not aluminum, it just looks kind of like it. But close the door, and first thing you might be able to notice is that this does have the 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster, which is this right here. You got your speedometer right here, lane keep assist stuff right here, 70-mile range, which makes this have 28% battery life. E stands for your compass, so we are facing east. Emergency brake is on, that lets us know that the vehicle is ready to move. Lane keeping stuff right here as well. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low, and that is your odometer. Just to the left over here, you will find your turn signal stalk. So if I turn down like that, that turns the turn signal off. Let's take a listen to the turn signal. Pull back on that, that turns your high beams on. Right over here, your windshield wiper stalk. So pull back on that, that will wash the front windshield. Push forward on that, that will wash your rear windshield. This does have wiper activated headlights, so if I turn my wipers on, my headlights will turn on as well. So that's a pretty cool feature, because after all, the law is if you have your wipers on when it's raining, your headlights also have to be on. Beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel. The steering wheel is heated, so come over here, you will see the steering wheel. Push on that and your heated steering wheel will turn on. Push that button again and that will turn your heated steering wheel off. Adaptive cruise control settings right over here. This is to pick up or hang up on a phone call. This is to speak to the vehicle. This will turn the volume up. This will turn the volume down. This is to go forward on a track. This is to go backward on a track. Some black trim at the bottom of your steering wheel right here. And on the inside of your steering wheel, you will find some accent colored stitching. Universal garage door opener right here. Opening this up, vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. This is a spot where you can set your registration. You want to set some cash in there, you can do that as well. Opening this up, you can slide this back, so this is a sliding visor. Pretty sweet. Closing that, like I said, universal garage door opener. This is your mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone. Just to the left of your mic pickup, you will find a handle. You get another O poop handle, another O poop handle, and then another O poop handle back here as well. Take a listen to that horn. I did want to honk it because there were a couple people walking by, so let's take a listen to the horn. That's to listen to what your horn sounds like. This is your stop start button. So all you got to do to fire the vehicle up is put your foot on the brake, push on that button, the vehicle will fire up. If you want to turn it off, just push on that again and the vehicle will turn off. But to fire it back up, key fob in the interior, foot on the brake, and push to start. You know that the vehicle is on because you have your green light lit up on that button. But just to the right of your stop start button, you will find your 15.5-inch Sync 4 infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. I think this is probably one of the biggest infotainment screens I've seen in any vehicle aside from like a Tesla. But coming up to your upper left-hand corner of your infotainment screen, that will bring you into this screen right here, where you can access drive modes, your camera, your driver assistance features, your access features, which you can open up your front truck or your rear trunk by pushing on that button. That will open up your power lift gate. If I push on this again, that will close my power lift gate. And what's kind of funny is that it says frunk ajar. So front trunk, frunk, that's kind of slang for front trunk. So that's pretty interesting. Charge port light is on. Go into parking, you got my parking sensors on. Valet mode, I can type in my PIN, valet mode will come on. Come over to here, I'm in camera. So right now I got my 360-degree view camera up top here. That 360-degree view camera does come with the $1,900 Ford Copilot 360 Active 2.0, which also includes Blue Cruise. Blue Cruise is hands-free driving. This will bring up my forward-facing camera, and this will bring up my forward-facing camera as well as the cameras on the side view mirrors. But my personal favorite is the one with the 360-degree view camera up top, and my, well, this is actually displaying my front camera, but if I put it into reverse, that will bring up my rear view camera with guidance lines. Put it back into park, and that will bring me back into this screen. Right here, this will bring me to radio, phone, navigation, all these different things right here. Press that X and it will X out of that. That is what time it is. That's the ambient exterior temperature. This is a Wi-Fi capable vehicle. And AM, FM, Sirius XM, I can expand that if I want to do that. So now I got all my different presets down here. If I want to close that, those are still my presets, but it's not as much taking up the screen. This is trip information. So this is the current trip that I've had the vehicle on. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't used really any of the range, but that's the amount of time elapsed since I've turned the vehicle on. Tire pressure stuff, that lets us know where we are. Apple CarPlay, and it says no phone paired because I don't have any phone paired. But this like lower like eighth of the screen is your climate control stack. This is your volume knob, so you can turn it up or you can turn it down. If I push this right here, that will turn the audio completely off. So it's kind of like your mute button. Push that again and it will come right back on. Right over here, heated steering wheel. You do get heated front seats with 3 levels of adjustability. Actually, I think that's 4 levels. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Now it's 3 levels of adjustability. You can also turn your auto heated seats on or off if that's what you want to do. So if it's a certain temperature outside, your heated seats will turn on with the vehicle. Forward facing, well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to go through all your different climate stuff. All you got to know is if I push this button, that will bring up the climate screen to basically the whole screen. So if I want that closed, just slide that back down, and that's that. Right over here, like I said, that's your different stuff. And apps right here, you can go into your entertainment, so you can play games and stuff on here as well. You can set up your own profile. And that's about that. Just above that, you will find your frameless auto dimming rear view mirror. Just above that, you will find your passenger lights. So you can turn on all the dome lights by pressing on this button right here. That turns on all your interior dome lights. Push that button again, they all turn back off. This lets me know that when I open up the door, the interior lights are not going to turn on. So I got the door open, interior lights do not turn on. If I press this button again and that lights up blue, which it is blue again, and I open up the door, the interior lights will turn on. So that's what that is. This will turn on the driver's side. Okay, for some reason the GoPro turned on, but what I was saying was this will turn on the driver's side light, this will turn on the passenger side light. Push them again, they both turn off. Sunglass holder right here. The visor looks pretty much the same on the passenger side as it did on the driver's side. You get a vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights that also will slide. This does have the $1,500 fixed pano roof. All right, so the GoPro just shut off again, and I figured out why. It was getting too hot because I had my wind muff on because it's a little windy outside. I wanted to make sure I had good audio for you guys. But this does have the $1,500 fixed pano roof, so you cannot open up this pano roof, but you can always look out it. And you know you do not have like a power shade to close it. So just know if you guys do get this option, this pano roof will always be open. But I parked under the sun and I didn't really feel like the sun rays like beating down on me. Like I didn't feel like it was too hot. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. But over here, you got your glove box. Opening that up, you have a pretty small glove box, but you can fit your owner's manual and some napkins in there. Really nice dash on the passenger side. You get some more of that like faux aluminum type trim, as well as some suede with some accent colored stitching, some more of that cloth type material, and then just like plastic up top here. But it looks super, super sweet. Passenger side door panel looks pretty much the exact same as the driver's side door panel. I'm gonna turn or open up the door and give you guys just one more view of the door panel, because you get some bronze type trim right there, bronze colored, accent colored stitching. Like I said, this is your Bang & Olufsen speaker surround. So this does have the 10 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, and it sounds very, very good. It doesn't have that much bass, but the clarity is fantastic. But moving down to here, got a USB-C port, USB-A port, wireless charging pad right here. So I can set my phone. I got an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and it should fit in there, no problem. You can see it's charging. You have a little bit of storage space, 2 cup holders right here. This is your transmission dial. So right now we are in park. Twist it to the right, we go into reverse. Reverse camera comes on, as well as the 360-degree view camera. Put it one more time to the right, that goes into neutral. Go all the way to the right, that goes into drive. Push on the L, that puts us into low. But let's go back into park. Now we are into park. This button right here is your parking, so you can turn your parking sensors on or off. So if when I push that, that is what comes up on here. Push that again and that goes away. Hazard button right here. Push that again, hazards turn off. This is your electronic parking brake, so pull up on that, the parking brake turns on. Push down on that and that turns the parking brake off. I could feel the parking brake release. Pull up on that again, and your parking brake turns on. One thing that's cool about this center armrest is you have GT embossed into the centerfold down armrest. Lifting this up, you got a good amount of storage space down in there with a 12-volt power outlet right here. So open that up, you got a 12-volt power outlet and a little bit of storage space down in there. But closing that and pulling this back forward, it's cool that you can't see any of your clutter. So if you guys have clutter, you can put your clutter in there, close that, and then you don't see your clutter anymore. This is piano black trim. You got a little bit more storage space down here, so I can set my phone down in there as well if that's what I wanted to do. That is what your pedal box looks like on the driver's side. That's what the passenger legroom looks like. Again, this is like a through storage, so I can reach it from the driver's side over to the passenger side or vice versa. These are the performance seats, and like I said, they are 8-way power. Got suede going down the center, and these are Active X seats, so this isn't true leather. But one thing that's cool about these seats, and the driver's side will do the same thing, is that you can adjust your headrest exactly to where you want it to be. So if you want it to be right there, you can do that. If I push all the way forward, it goes all the way back, but you can adjust it that much, or that much, or you can put it all the way back to where it is. Again, you get some more of that bronze piping on the seats. These seats are both heated in the front with 3 levels of adjustability. But there are a few features that I wanted to read off right now. So I'm gonna open up the computer and I'm gonna bring up the window sticker here real quick and read off to you what I think is important for you guys to know. So I'm gonna put the window sticker on screen right now so you guys can read it with me. So let's talk about the functional stuff. So this does have a mobile power cord as well as a 10.5 kilowatt AC onboard charger, up to 250 kilowatt DC charger capable, upgraded front electric motor, Bang & Olufsen sound system, 10 speaker. This does have built-in navigation. You get your drive modes, which I'll show you guys actually, your drive modes. So come up to here, you see the Mach-E silhouette, push on that, go into drive modes, and you have 3 different drive modes. You got Whisper, Engage, or Unbridled. So I can bring you into Whisper and I can press this info button and that will let you know what Whisper does. You guys can pause the screen. I'm gonna go into Engage. You guys can pause the screen and read that. And then I go into Unbridled, which is basically like sport mode. but you can read what that does right there. Anyway, I like to leave it in unbridled. I also do like one pedal drive, and I do kind of like the propulsion sound. So I want to listen to what kind of sound that Ford puts in through the speakers. That kind of sounds like an engine, but it's not an actual engine sound. But a couple other things is that this does have Ford Copilot 360 Assist 2.0, as well as Ford Pass Connect 4G Wi-Fi hotspot telematics modem. You can use your phone as a key. This does have a wireless charging pad. It's got refresh 95, and you can also read what else is on the screen right now. So while we do have the window sticker on screen, I do want to talk about the MSRP of this particular Mach-E. And the MSRP of this particular Mach-E is $66,410. So let me know what you guys think of that price in the comment section down below. I think it is, you know, pretty expensive, but what EVs are not expensive? I feel like because the technology is so new, I feel like EVs are probably going to be expensive for a little while, until everybody starts going EV, which unfortunately I hope never happens. I hope that there always will be, you know, at least some gas-powered vehicles on the road, and I think there will be. I don't think that everybody is going to go electric. I still think that there are going to be some gas-powered vehicles on the road, and I especially don't think that everybody's going to go electric within the next, you know, 10 years, because the infrastructure system is not going to be able to support it, at least as of right now. But I do want to show you guys what's going on in those rear seats. So let's open up the driver's side door, and let's take a look at what those rear seats look like. And you guys can hear why I had the wind mic on, because it's windy outside. So door panel in the rear looks exactly like the door panel at the front. Accent colored piping in bronze, more accent colored stitching in bronze, Bang & Olufsen speaker surround. You got your door handle right here, automatic up and down window. I'll show you guys the little kicker right here. So when I open up the door, that little kicker will pop out. It doesn't want to do it right now, but I'm gonna see if I can't catch it when I open up the door. So open that up, see, you guys could kind of catch it. I'm gonna do it one more time, and you guys will be able to catch it. See it right there? That thing comes out, and that pushes the door away from the body. But let's step into the interior. These seats look pretty much the same as the front seats. Again, bronze colored piping. These seats also do fold, so if I go in here and I push down on that, these seats will fold down if that's what you want to do, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's step in and take a look at what's going on back here. So you get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat, 2 HVAC vents. You can turn them on or off, as well as a USB-C port and a USB-A port. You also do get a center fold down armrest back here with 2 cup holders, and I gotta say these seats are actually pretty dang comfortable. But I mean, it's a Ford after all. What Ford seats are not comfortable? 2 LED lights on this side of the vehicle, 2 LED lights on that side of the vehicle for the rear passengers. Again, an O-Poop handle here, another O-Poop handle over there. You get a spot to fold this down, and you can hang up your suits or your dry cleaning. You can turn these lights on or off by pushing on that button. But yeah, I have a very good amount of leg room, as well as a very good amount of knee room, and I got a good amount of headroom. Again, I'm 5'9", so I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I still have a good amount of headroom. So yeah, that's kind of what the interior looks like on the 2022 Mach-E GT. So we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys want to see what this thing's like to drive. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review. And when we were talking about the interior, I brought up this drive mode screen, and I turned one pedal drive on, as well as propulsion sound. So I'll show you guys kind of the differences between with one pedal driving on and one pedal driving off, as well as the propulsion sounds on and the propulsion sounds off. But for right now, we will be on one pedal driving. So that means basically you can just drive with the accelerator, and when you let off the accelerator, the car basically regenerative brakes harder than it normally would. So it's kind of just like you're pushing on the brakes, but it's capturing all that extra energy, and it just makes the driving experience just a little bit easier to drive. I have started a thing where I go over these speed bumps at about 5 miles per hour, and I rate each vehicle dependent on how well or how bad it goes over the speed bump. So we'll go 5. Let's go to 5. And it takes the speed bumps pretty well, but it's pretty firm-ish. I mean, that's somewhat firm. It's not like pretty firm, but it's firm-ish. I would give that about a 6 7-ish. Let's do a 6.8 going over that, because it is a little bit firm, but when you get this thing back on the back roads and you're going around twisties and stuff like that, this is the kind of suspension that you want to have. Right now I didn't put my foot on the brake and it stopped, so that's what the one pedal driving does. It makes it very easy to drive. We'll do a little acceleration here because I haven't really experienced it yet. And you guys can hear it sounds like kind of like an engine noise, and that is what the propulsion sound does. So I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but I'll do another acceleration. I kind of like that. So I'm going to turn the propulsion sound off and I'll show you guys what it sounds like. Propulsion sound is off. I'm going to gun it again. And you don't hear anything. Turn propulsion sound back on. Gun it. It kind of sounds like a turbo 4-cylinder, but it sounds like a good turbo 4-cylinder. It sounds like a Boxer 4. I mean, if that's kind of how I would describe it. Right now I got regenerative braking off, so I'm looking at the brakes. You can see I got no foot on the brake, and the vehicle will come to a complete stop without me even having to put my foot on the brake. So let's get going again. And I like the propulsion sound. I think if I was gonna drive this thing around, you can hear that Camaro SS was pretty dang loud, but driving this thing around, if this was my Mach-E, I would definitely have the propulsion sound on and I would have the one pedal driving on. I don't really drive that many electric vehicles, but when I do like to have the one pedal drive on, because it really does make it pretty easy to drive the car. I mean, driving a car with putting your foot on the brake really isn't that difficult, but when you can drive a car where all you're doing is driving really with the accelerator and, you know, fluttering or feeling out the accelerator to where you just let it off a little bit and then it starts braking and then that kind of stuff, I think you'll really start to enjoy driving a one pedal drive vehicle. So I am a car guy, quote unquote. I love cars. I live and breathe naturally aspirated or, you know, even turbocharged vehicles with an internal combustion engine. But I think after driving this and also driving like the Volvo XC40, which is like the electric version of that, I would get an electric daily driver. I mean, there's so much fun. You can zip around people without being obnoxious and making a whole lot of noise. But in my personal opinion anyway, on the weekends or on nice days like today, I want something that, you know, makes a lot of noise, like a V8 or something like that. But I could absolutely see myself driving one of these daily. And one thing that's cool about this Mach-E is that it's got a fantastic look to it, but it also performs very, very well. And it gets pretty decent range too, 270 miles estimated range. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's not like the best in class or anything, but I think that's pretty dang good. Again, one pedal driving, I'm just letting off the accelerator slowly, and it comes to a stop. I had to put my foot on the brake this time though, because I was coming a little bit hot. Just sitting here, it's super, super quiet. And you know, my daily driver is a Honda Ridgeline. So it's a 2007 Honda Ridgeline. It's pretty slow, you know, it doesn't handle well, but it's a daily driver and it's paid for. So I mean, I love it because it's paid for. You know, it doesn't get the greatest gas mileage, but there's no car payment. But if I were to get a car payment, I might look into getting an electric vehicle, because it's not as expensive to run, at least now. Once everybody gets an electric car, then it'll be about the same cost to run an electric vehicle versus a gas vehicle. But for right now, I think you do get a tax benefit for driving an electric vehicle right now. And then also it only costs like $4 or so to fill up your electric vehicle at home. But once this light turns green, I'm going to rip it. The initial grunt is insane. I mean, it's just whew, that was pretty fun. Like the initial like 0 to 40 is like, it really puts you back in your seat. And this is does have 600 pound-feet of torque, and you can absolutely feel that 600 pound-feet of torque propelling you to 60 miles an hour. But once you get around 40-45 miles an hour, the power starts to taper off a little bit, because you're going from 600 pound-feet of torque to 480 horsepower. So you know, you can definitely feel that, and you got a cop right there. And you know, that's what's nice about the electric vehicle, is that you can do a quick 0 to 60 and it doesn't make any noise. So that's what's really cool. What the heck is that thing on the front? It didn't even look like anybody was even in that trooper vehicle or whatever, but this thing accelerated to 60, and that was a lot of fun. And that's why I could daily drive one of these, because look, it's just so quick and it's so much fun to accelerate. And man, that's why, you know, you got to embrace a little bit of change. You know, I can do an electric daily driver. I don't know if I would want to do an electric sports car. Hell, I probably would get an electric sports car, but I have to have an internal combustion car. You know, I gotta have something that makes a little bit of noise, something that's got a little bit of soul. I'm sure this thing does have a little bit of soul to it, and after you drive it a little bit, you're like, okay, well, this thing does have a little bit of soul to it. But I never really think that an electric car is gonna have as much soul as a gas powered vehicle. But this thing does have a little bit of soul to it, I gotta admit. Like, it's definitely fun to drive, and I like how, you know, it looks good, and it's also fun. But let's kind of take this turn, and it handles extraordinarily well. Like, whew, man, this thing's like a lot of fun. And I really, for the most part, don't like electric vehicles, and I'll put that out there right now. But I'm having a lot of fun driving this, and I also had a lot of fun driving that little Volvo XC40, like the fully electric Volvo XC40. That thing was a lot of fun too. So I can appreciate a good electric vehicle, and this is a great electric vehicle. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's got that propulsion sound that really does make a difference. So I'm going to turn the one pedal drive off, and I'm going to let go of the accelerator, and I'll show you. Watch the speedometer, where like I'm going to do like a 50, and then I'm just going to let off with the one pedal brake off, and you can see I just let off, and you can see it slows down, but it doesn't slow down as hard as with the one pedal driving on. So I'm going to put the one pedal driving on, and we'll go back to 50 miles an hour. Turn one pedal driving on. Let's go back up to 50. 50, 50, 50. We're at 50. And then watch, once I let off, I'll let you know when I let off. I want to get through this stoplight first. So I'm at 50. Let's go back right up to 50. And I'm just going to let off. Watch how fast it brakes. See how much faster it brakes with the one pedal drive on. And I can't convey it to you, because you really have to feel it when you're inside the car, how much harder it brakes with the one pedal drive versus one pedal driving off. But this is the best that I can do. I can't like have each and every one of you guys in the vehicle with me, but just let's try that one more time. Let's go back to 50. I'm just gonna let fully off. Watch the speed drop. We'll go back down to 35. Turn one pedal driving back off. We'll go back to 50, and I'm gonna let off, and I'll show you. See? And we're even going uphill, and you can see how much slower it decelerates versus with the one pedal drive on. But it's so much fun, especially like with the propulsion sound on. I mean, that's just, I think the propulsion sound is kind of what is getting me a little bit giggly, is because it makes a cool little noise. I know it's a fake pumped in noise, but it's still like, it adds an element of excitement to the driving experience. So it's not just totally quiet, and it's got a cool sound to it. Here we go. It's got a internal combustion engine sound to it, so I think that's pretty dang cool. I'm gonna turn one pedal driving back on. And I can almost feel like when I engage the one pedal driving, because it's really like on or off, whereas when one pedal driving is off, it's not so much on or off. And I'm talking about like go or stop. That's kind of what the one pedal driving does. But I prefer the one pedal driving. It captures a little bit more energy, and it makes it just a little bit easier to drive. But I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time behind the wheel without me talking, so you guys can kind of fully embrace and experience what it's like to drive the 2022 Mustang Mach-E GT. do a quick 0 to 60 right here. We'll go down to 0 and gun it. Very, very quick to 60 miles an hour. I mean, insanely quick, and I love how it makes that little bit of propulsion sound. I like how you can turn the propulsion sound on or off, but if it was me, you gotta have the propulsion sound on. I think it makes it sound pretty dang cool. But again, I'm gonna be quiet. Again, my feet are not on, my foot is not on the brake. And it still comes to a stop. While I'm stopped here, I do gotta say there is something peaceful about driving something that doesn't really make any noise. And it's very, very well insulated from what's going on around you. Not too much outside noise. So after I've given you a little bit of time behind the wheel without me talking, I know it interjected a little bit, but I can't help myself. This thing is very, very comfortable. Like, the seating position is very comfortable. The seats themselves are very comfortable. The ride is also very, very comfortable. You know, for something that is going to be your daily driver and it is electric, I think this is a great option. I mean, yeah, it is, you know, it's decently expensive at $66,000. Comparing this to other electric vehicles, I mean, it's right on par with the prices of other electric vehicles, and I personally like the way that this thing looks, probably 10 times better than the way that the Model Y looks. Every single person you see on the road has a Tesla, so why not just be a little bit different and get a Mach-E? You know, you can get some pretty cool colors like this grabber blue here, whereas on the Teslas, yeah, you can get a red, you can get a blue, but they're not as fun. Like, this is a fun color, and this thing handled, like, I went around that turn, I was like, god dang, this thing handles extraordinarily well. Steering feels very, very nice. It's nice and heavy, but you put it back into whisper and it lightens up, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go back into unbridled, and it's gonna tighten up the steering wheel a little bit more. So now the steering wheel is a little bit heavier than it was, so I think that's pretty cool. We got a green light, so let's head on out. Let's, you know, test it handling a little bit. Yeah, this thing handles extremely well. I love the color palette you can get on the Mach-E. I love how it's got Blue Cruise, which is the adaptive cruise control, but it's hands-free driving on certain roads. I think that's pretty cool. But I want to know what you guys think of the Mustang Mach-E. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I personally really, really like it. It's one of the few electric vehicles that I've driven, but it just brings me a level of excitement that I didn't think that an electric car could bring me, especially with that propulsion sound on. I think it sounds pretty dang cool. But that's the end of today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, like I said, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment in the comment section down below. All those likes, all those comments, and all those subscriptions, like I said, really help my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and YouTube will promote my videos more. And when YouTube promotes my videos more, the dream of me doing this every day for work becomes more and more like a reality. So please subscribe, please give this video a big thumbs up, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. If anybody's still stuck around to this part, I am doing an LS swap to a 1987 Ford F-150. So if that is something that you guys do want to watch or want to see or piques your interest, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.